I wasn't running away. All right, hi.
Hi.
I have a prop. You're not allowed to have notes, but I have a prop.
We'll allow it.
Thank you. It wasn't me they were looking for. This happened on July 25th, 2025. And my husband Dave and I, we were camping at Rollins Pond. And that is up in the Adirondacks. There are lots and lots of campgrounds. And we were leaving to head back home again. And we travel in a 1984 VW pop-up van. Oh, well, thank you. And she is very sweet. Wherever we go, people smile. People honk on the highway. They give all sorts of different signs. I think this is now Spider-Man because I have a grandson. I think it's something else as well. And when we're in the campground, people stop and they chat. And we are going and leaving, and everyone, we've never had a bad experience. Well, we once had a bad experience. And we were leaving and we were on the road, and there was a young man, and he was hitchhiking with a guitar on his back. Now, I don't know if you know the unspoken rule that when you have a VW van, at least back in the day, you were assumed to be a hippie, and you were expected to pick up a hitchhiker. Well, that was back in the day. We are now not hippies, and we are old, and we did not pick him up. We felt very guilty, and he just looked at us like, what the hell? But we drove on by. Then we did have another time that we were stopped on the road. Even though we didn't stop for him, we were stopped on the road. And we were not stopped by one person, and the people that stopped us did not have a guitar on their back. There were 12 men. They were dressed in black. They had 4 SUVs unmarked, flanking them on the road. We were in the middle of nowhere at Tupper Lake. And they also had a German Shepherd on a leash. We stopped because we had no choice, and we were stunned. And then one guy walked up to us, and he said, "Are you American citizens?" And we said, "Yes." "Where are you going?" We told him. And as we're talking, we did not talk. He did the talking. And as he was talking, another gentleman had the dog going around our van. They let us go. We're 71 and 77. We're old white people, but that is not who they were looking for. And we didn't know what to do. I mean, we felt this visceral fear of just everything that was going on. This was just when things were escalating in Minnesota. It was in December when the deaths of Renee Good occurred, and Alex Preddy, he also, and others died. And also it was before the 50,000 people protested and actually stopped the troops. All before that, but things were escalating. We were able to go, and we just looked at each other, and Dave just slammed on the steering wheel, and he went, "Fuck!" Now, I normally film this for my grandchildren. This one is going to be when they're much older. They're 4 and 6 now. And I didn't say anything. I mean, neither of us said anything. And I was not only stunned, I was angry. We were both really angry. I was angry at what happened, and I was angry I didn't say anything. I didn't know what to say. And we get back home, and we were intimidated. They were successful in intimidating us. I'm not sure if that's what they meant to do, or if they were actually looking for other people, because we were 90 miles from the border, the Canada border, and they introduced themselves as custom patrol people. So we come home, and I talk to friends about the event, but I also wanted to ask, what would you have done? And people would say, I would have told them what I thought of them. I wouldn't have said a word. I would tell them to go to hell. Nothing made sense, because if you agitated them, they'd pull you out of the van, and what would happen? I wasn't pleased with any of the recommendations. And then I was in a locker room after a swim, and I see somebody that I know. And you know what? When you're naked in a locker room, the other person can't just walk away. And I went up to her, and I knew her. She was actually the former ombudsman at Cornell. And I asked her, what would you have done? And she said, well, I think I would have said, gee, we're really far from the border. Is anything going on that I need to know? And I liked that for a couple of reasons. One, I would have remained silent. Two, it wasn't aggressive. I wasn't trying to start to pose something that they would react to in a negative way. And three, what was three? That I wasn't silent. I mean, I just wasn't silent. And I realized that at that time, then I was numb and dumb. But afterwards, I realized that I needed to do something so that next time if this ever happened, or something that I was witnessing was happening, that I would not remain silent. And I have been a busy girl since July 25th, 2025, and I have been able to be with people who actually do take a lot of action. And I have found that at this point, I don't remain silent. I won't remain silent. I don't know what I would do, even though I've gone to workshops, I've been with people. I don't know what I would do, but I know I would not be silent. I'm no savior, but I also know I'm not going to remain quiet ever again. Thank you.
What you got? Oh, the tie-dye duck. How perfect.
Peace for your Give it up for Barbara.